These are the key learnings from the Building National Resilience Working Group. COVID-19 has exposed vulnerabilities in key sectors of the economy and among specific sections of society. We need to address the question of how we build national resilience, and the first thing we need to do is ask the question, what does a resilient nation look like? There are certain characteristics of a resilient nation. First of all, it needs to have diversity at its heart, and that's diversity in delivery of its functions. It needs to have reserve capacity at all scales, from individuals through to households and to the government itself. And that gives internal buffering to shocks. It also needs to have connectivity to ensure mutual help, and that's connectivity across the borders, but also internally and at all the scales, from individuals to households to the national government as well. It needs to have inclusiveness and equity and fairness to ensure that all citizens share in the benefits and the burdens of costs. We need to have adaptive learning, which allows us to learn from our experiences and make a better fist of what we've got in future in terms of the social and economic system, and allows that system to evolve. We need a culture of innovation, which needs to allow us to rapidly take up new technologies. And finally, we need a culture of preparedness to be a continuous reminder within society when things are going not, as they should be in normal times. We need that continuous culture of preparedness in order to be able to make sure that when things do happen, we do have the resilience to respond. And we need to embed resilience right across the nation in order to be able to make sure that the pivotal role of individuals, institutions and governments is properly delivered. So, recommendations on resilience. We have 5 areas of recommendation. The first of which is to develop a national risk register and national risk assessments. That's really about saying that we need to know what the risks are that we face in future, and we need to know what the aggregate risk is as well for the nation, because otherwise we don't know what we're facing. And that may well require an independent assessment, independent of government assessment, so to make sure that we're properly on top of those risks. We then need an honest and open communication of those risks, and that means we need public input, we need a national conversation, we need understanding of where responsibilities lie for dealing with those risks, and we need education around them. And if we don't have that honest, open communication, then people will not know what the risks are, and under those circumstances, they'll not be able to be responsive to them, and therefore they won't be resilient. Thirdly, we need explicit allocation of responsibility, and that's all the way from individuals to households to institutions and government itself, for who manages those risks. Some of those risks occur right across society, and we can all make contributions, but we need to know at what scales within society we actually take actions. We need to create a set of measures to assess progress towards greater resilience as well. So that's our 4th recommendation. There's no point in saying we need to be resilient without knowing how resilient we are. We need to be able to measure resilience and know how far along the track to resilience we've got to. And then finally, we need to mainstream planning of resilience across all sectors of government, and that means that everything from running the economy to running prisons to running schools to running the farming system, the food and farming system, all of those sectors need to understand what they need to do to create resilience, because this is what we call a systemic problem.